In the previous video, we have created navbar header. Now we will use the same header layout and add other features to its body. In this video, we are going to cover media queries for responsive design, utility classes, HTML forms, glyph icons, and font icons. Using media queries, we can define different styling based on the device screen width to achieve responsiveness. Glyph icons are used to provide visual icons on buttons and links. Helper utility classes make your layout responsive on different screens. The first thing is how we can set the zooming capability on the UI on a mobile screen. When you show content on a mobile screen, there are some features which you can enable and disable. To ensure proper rendering and touch zooming, add the viewport meta tag to your head in your index page. You can disable zooming capabilities on mobile devices by adding user scalable equals no to the viewport meta tag, or provide initial scale equals 1, which will enable zoom capability on the screen for users. Let's talk about media queries. Mainly, Bootstrap divides the screen into 5 different segments. Screen size greater than or equal to 1199 for the large screen. For medium, it's 992 to 1199 pixels. For small, it's from 768 to 992 pixels. And less than 480 pixels, it's called extra small screen. For different screens, you can set different stylings for your components. Let's see this in action. We have added media.css files, and it has media queries defined in it, and we have defined some styles in it. So, some styles we apply on large screen, and some behavior we are changing in small and extra small screen. In this media.css file, this is how media CSS files look. Using media.css, we are trying to achieve responsiveness. You can change the behavior of style for different screens. An example is like, here for large screen, I am putting font size of body 20 pixels, and the same for medium screen is reduced to 18 pixels. Similarly, for extra small, you can reduce it to 16 pixels. So this is how we are managing the media queries in our application. You can add styles for other UI components. Now let's add these Bootstrap classes in our application. We'll be using different utility classes also. Table classes to make table responsive, form classes to make HTML responsive, form layouts for capturing user data, .img responsive class to make image responsive on all screens, and some text helper classes like text muted, text success, text warning to show success and error warning messages on screen. We also have button classes to use like btn success to show some warning action or to show success action. These classes we will be using according to our use on the UI, like warning button to show some warn action for deleting data or removal of data. These are some utility classes which is used to hide and show the UI components. In Bootstrap, screen widths are represented by large, medium, small, and extra small. We can use visible and hidden classes to hide and show the components on different screens. For example, visible medium means we want to show the UI on medium screens. Hidden medium means hide this UI on medium screens. Let's start modifying our application. Divide the layout in 2 different sections. One is sidebar, having vertical navigation menu, and on the right side is the main body, where we will be putting main body content such as table forms and all other UI. In the right section, we're going to create content such as responsive tables and forms. Bootstrap provides these glyph icons to provide visual representation of actions. It provides these glyph icons with font files, and we can use them with classes such as glyph icon user, glyph icon home. Let's add these glyph icons. First, you need to add font file in your application and Bootstrap CSS file. Now, if you want to add icons with your link and button, use the span tag with glyph icon classes. Every icon is represented by individual classes. Let's see glyph icons in action using span tags on the UI screen. Now we can add all these glyph icon classes with list tags. Now inspect this and see that in the Chrome console. Now you will be able to understand what we are using here. We are using just span tag and adding glyph classes with span tags. You can also check out how this body is divided using Bootstrap row column. The body is divided into two parts. One part is consuming 3 columns, and the second part is consuming 9 columns. Now the navigation link is in the left part, and responsive container with forms and tabs in the right. Let's create HTML responsive form layout using the form group class and form control. The rest of the things are the same, like they were in creating forms using input type text area checkbox and all. We need to wrap every form inside the form group class, and we can use form control for form components. Here in our code, we are using form group and form control classes. And using form group, we are defining individual HTML components. Let's see this in action on the browser. This is how it looks. Similarly, we have HTML table also, which is using responsive table classes, and for images, we are using IMG responsive classes. We can see here for images, to make them responsive, we are using IMG responsive class. And for table layout, we are using table, and finally, table responsive class to make table responsive on screens of different dimensions. We can just check out in the code what all different classes we are using for table layout. These are different table customization classes to make the table look nice and cool using table bordered and table striped class. The rest are table tags, table head, body, and row column. We have created HTML forms, tables, used glyph icons, and divided screens into responsive grids. Good job! In the next video, we are going to learn Bootstrap Carousel with Bootstrap Panel, Accordion, and Tab menu.